Yes. Thank you. We can see Arkansas from our patios. Thank you, sir. Mr. Moorman, you probably are aware of the development in Memphis where we can, in fact, see Arkansas at the Central Station. And I think some of the people on your staff came to meet with me. I know they did, and they were very responsive. This is a redevelopment of the train station into a marvelous downtown hotel by the people that started Holiday Inn, the Kimmons-Wilson family, residential area, and it'll make the station for the customers much, much nicer and a nice attraction. There's still a need of a lease that your real estate people are working on. Do you know who that might be that'd be working on a lease with them? And
I know in general who works on leases, and I will be talking with them shortly after this hearing.
thank you. I appreciate that very much. You know, your co-CEO, Mr. Anderson, in this room testified to his love for Memphis, to the people he loved, to the rendezvous, to the river. Because of his love, I hope he will understand that we would not only like to get that station improved, but possibly get a second line from Chicago. I think there's talk of a second train to come to Memphis out of, I guess out of Carbondale or somewhere in southern Illinois. Do you know what's the opportunity? Since Delta left Memphis, a lot more people have been using the train, so that's a good thing. Do you know anything about that second line to Memphis?
Let me first echo my love for Memphis as well as Mr. Anderson's, and particularly for the rendezvous.
John Vergas will appreciate the advertisement.
But, you know, I am not aware of any effort right now that we have internally. We may have done some preliminary looking, but there are no imminent plans to add a second service. And that would be an issue for us to do right now because of limitations around the equipment we have and other, you know, things like that. Having said that, that's another thing. I'll go back and see to what extent any planning has progressed.
Thank you. Since I was a state senator, it's been like 25, 30 years. They've been talking about a second train and I guess it would be a day train, and it would just come to Memphis and then go back. And there are a lot of folks who, I think, use that train, and especially poor people who can't afford the airlines. And
We'll certainly take a look at it.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Mr. Hamburger, you are aware of the adjustments there were adjustments made in the appropriations process to the President's budget, and they made deep cuts to the State of Good Repair grants. I think cut $150 million, and the Consolidated Rail Infrastructure and Safety Improvement grants by close to $200 million, and the elimination of restoration and enhancement grants. What can you do, or do you think you can do to influence the administration and/or Congress to put those monies back to the levels they were at?
Well, all I can do, I guess, is what I did today is call for the appropriate money for Amtrak, and it needs to be in a state of good repair. I think it should be appropriated at the authorized levels.
Well, I'm sorry I missed your earlier testimony, but thank you for that. I'm a big fan of Amtrak, Mr. Moorman. From when I guess it's a nostalgic thing, but it's a nice way to travel. And I did the Panama Limited and the city of New Orleans and all that stuff, and I've done all the trains and used a lot of coming down from New York to Washington. Do you by chance know if Mr. Trump has ever been on an Amtrak train?
No, sir, I don't know.
Well, a lot of people from New York have, and it's a good thing, and we need to let him know that we need to help the Amtrak. And I'm kind of concerned about your labor cost on the food. When I've been on the train, there's only been one person there putting the sandwich in the microwave. How much more labor cost is there?
The labor cost is more around the full dining car service, which we don't have on the Memphis train right now.
No, you know,
or the Acellas, where we just have one food car.
Yeah.
There are things we can do to enhance our
So it's on
economic
the
there.
trains, the longer distance
The
trains.
long-distance trains. But we have work to do there, and I'll reiterate what I said. There's a lot of opportunity at Amtrak to improve our service and at the same time reduce our operating losses, and that's our goal. I think we have a good team. We have a lot of work underway. And my goal and Richard's goal is to run this like a highly efficient company doing exactly what you, our shareholders, ask us to do.
Well, don't eliminate any hubs and don't make the seats a lot smaller.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I yield back.